بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسول الكريم سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. Beware of the half-truth, you may have gotten hold of the wrong half. أفتؤمنون ببعض الكتاب وتكفرون ببعض. Do you believe in part of the book and disbelieve in the other? So we need to check ourselves all the time. Is my deen selective? Am I bending the truth? Am I omitting the truth? Do I leave out important information, have misleading wording, taking advantage of double meaning? So there's different forms. The truth is the truth, but the question is half-truth. So one is a person wants to evade blame, and a person removes a certain part of the story, so he seems to be innocent. Who ate the chocolates? The person who's guilty says, it was there when I got there. It was all there when I got to it. Obviously, because you finished it up. Somebody else said, I didn't steal the password, one of the children. I didn't steal the password this week. Who stole the password this week? Somebody hacked into my system. He means I stole it last week. So evasion, that suits us. Somebody wants to inflate his importance, inflate his power, so you exaggerate, and a person can place their name on the top of the list. Somebody says, what a wonderful article. So the person says, it took me the whole night. He doesn't say it took me the whole night searching for an article of somebody who I could copy and do plagiarism. Somebody else said, you can trust me with all your financial needs. I got all the qualifications. He's got no qualifications. The only qualification he's got is scamming people. So he'll fulfill your financial needs by scamming you. Somebody else wants to project the half-truth by projecting their confidence. So a person uses some wording to strengthen an argument, to weaken an opposing argument. So in a report, they do a lot of research and studies to prove a certain item. Our study proves that the ingredient has benefited many humans. Yes, that ingredient has benefited, but you haven't listed the harms in the test. So your results prove there is one benefit, but there is 1,000 harms. So fluoride in the Colgate, there is possibly, if they do prove it, they will show one benefit for it, fluoride in the water, but the 1,000 harms, they will cover it up. So there was a researcher who did some research, and they found that the average person lies once or twice a day, and participants were interviewed, and over 1 week everything that they did and said was noted down, even what they said with a good intention. So from 147 participants, only 7 didn't lie at all. They didn't lie at all. So sometimes a half-truth can be more harmful than a full lie. A half-truth can be more harmful than a full lie. There was a sailor who was working for a shipping company for 3 years, and he was in the same boat, and he never had the habit of consuming alcohol ever. So one night something happened and he did consume alcohol. So the captain found him intoxicated. So in the logbook he wrote, the sailor was drunk tonight. The sailor was drunk tonight. So the sailor found out about the log and he knew it will affect his career, his future. So he asked and requested the captain to add a few words to say that he was drunk tonight for the first time. Just add those words. But the captain refused and said, what I have written is in the record and is the truth. So the sailor the next day had to fill in his logbook and he wrote, the captain was sober tonight. The captain was sober tonight. So when the captain read it, he said, but can you change it or add a sentence that this insinuates that I drink daily and today was the only day that I was sober. So the sailor gave the same answer, tit for tat, exact same answer. What I've written in the record is the truth. So these are half truths. So we need to see our solution is Quran and Hadith. Deen is simple. If we turn in any other direction and we forgot the asal nuskha, the original prescription, turn to Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If not, there may be consequences. Somebody went to see a psychiatrist for 3 years and it's been day in, day out, week in, weekend out to cure the malady. There was a fear that there were monsters lurking under his bed. But the psychiatrist's efforts were in vain and the man could not be cured. So he realized after 3 years it's a waste of time and money. And many weeks later, the psychiatrist bumped into the man. So he had the fear that there were monsters lurking under his bed. So again, the psychiatrist seen him very happy. He said, you look well, you look on top of the world. So the man was beaming with happiness and he said, yes, I'm cured. Now I go to sleep at night, not worried if there's monsters under my bed. Psychiatrist now shocked. How did you manage to get cured? I tried everything, nothing worked. So he said, I went to see a different doctor. He's a behaviorist. And I got cured in 1 session. Psychiatrist now shocked. And how? It's very simple. He told me to sew the legs of my bed. He told me to sew the legs of my bed. Problem solved. So Quran is very simple. Hadith are simple. Deen is simple. The problem is us. We're looking in all other avenues for our solution. Somebody drained all the water from his swimming pool. Wife asked, why did you do that? What happened? He said, no, I can't swim, so I wanted to practice diving. I want to practice diving, but I can't swim. So, na idar na udar. Half doesn't work. There's a youngster who was playing in the street and he accidentally swallowed a coin which got stuck on his throat. So the boy was choking. The mother started screaming, help, help, help. As a passerby intervened and helped out. Boy coughed up the coin. So the mother said, thank you so much, doctor. So he said, no, I'm not a doctor. I work for the revenue service. I work for the IRS. So, double half truth or no truth? Where am I? Where are we? Sometimes a person presumes they're on the truth, but they're far from the truth. Ml Thanwi rahmatullah used to explain, he said some ustads hit the children excessively, whereas the child is naturally weak. So identify each student, see what's their weakness, see what's their strengths. Sometimes a student naturally has a mind such, so they don't have the mental capacity. So understand them as ma'zur. And he said to hit such children is zulm. To hit them excessively is zulm, it is oppression. And he used to say that those who hit children excessively will be taken to task in the year after. So here's a ustad who's teaching Quran, who's teaching Hadith, and he punishes the children, and he considers himself a ustad of Hadith, a ustad of Quran, but there will be consequences. So Deen is moderate, and Deen wants us to identify haqq, the whole truth. So coming back to the story of Abu Yazid Bastami, where he went to the covenant in the gathering, and they asked him some questions. So in part 1 we did some of the questions. The last was where they were 13, no 14, and he said Yusuf alayhi salam said, I seen in a dream Kawkabaw wa Shams wal Qamar. So 11 plus 1 plus 1 becomes 13. Made sajda, not 14. Then he continued asking the questions. Amma su'alakum an qawmin kadhabu wa adkhulul jannah. A nation who lied, but they will go to Jannah. Who were that group of people? So he said they were the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam. Ya abana inna dhahabna nastabiqu wa tarakna Yusufa inda mata'ina fa'akalahu dhi'b fakadhabu. They spoke a lie about the wolf devouring Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam. Wa dakhalul jannah, but they are jannatis. Amma su'alukum an qawmin sadaqu, they spoke the truth. Wa adkhalun nar, but they will go to Jahannam, hellfire. Fahumul Yahud wan Nasara, they are the Jews and the Christians. Qalatil Yahud laysatin Nasara ala shay, the Jews said that the Christians are not on the truth. وقالت النصارى ليست اليهود على شيء, the Christians said the Jews are not on truth. فَصَدَقُوا, what they saying is true. وَأَدْخَلُوا النَّارِ, they don't bring iman on Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, then their final destiny is hellfire. Likewise, on your question, أَنِ الذَّارِيَاتِ ذَرْوًا, what does this refer to? فَيَّ الرِّيَاحِ, it's the wind. I swear by that scatters far and wide, that is the wind. Amma su'alukum falhamilati wiqra, those that lift and bear away heavy weights. Fahiya sahab, it refers to the clouds. As-sahab al-musakhkhar bayna as-sama wal-ard, the clouds. Amma su'alukum al-jariyat fal-jariyati yusra, those that glide with ease upon the sea. فَيَسُّفٌ الْجَارِيَاتِ فِي الْبَحْرِ, the ships that glide on the oceans. أَمَّا سُؤَالُكُمْ, is your question, فَالْمُقَسِّمَاتِ أَمْرًا, what does it refer to? Those who distribute by the command of Allah. فَهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةِ, these are the angels who distribute the risk of humanity. أما سؤالكم أن 14 تكلموا مع رب العالمين, 14 that spoke to Allah. It is the 7 heavens and the 7 earths. فقال لها وللأرض, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded them, ائتيا طوءا أو كرها قالتا, they replied أتينا طائعين, all 14 said we'll come by our own will, not forcefully. أما سؤالكم عن قبر مشى بصاحبه, which grave moved with its inhabitant. فهو حوت يونس عليه السلام, the fish of Yunus عليه السلام. وَأَمَّا سُؤَالُكُمْ عَنْ شَيْءٍ تَنَفَّسَ بِلَا رُوحٍ. What creation of Allah breathed without any ruh, without a ruh, but it breathed? فَهُوَ الصُّبْحِ, it is the morning, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالصُّبْحِ إِذَا تَنَفَّسَ, the morning when it breathed. What about your question, an arba'atin, the four, la man ab wala min ab wala min batni ummin. Nor did they have a father, nor a womb of a mother. That is, the sheep of Ismail alayhi salam, the camel of Salih, Adam and Hawa. Amma suwalukum an awwali damin, the first blood that was spilled on earth, فَهُوَ دَمُ حَابِيل لِمَا قَتَلَهُ قَابِيل, when Qabil killed Habil, Habil's blood was spilled. أَمَّا سُؤَالُكُمْ عَنْ شَيْءٍ خَلَقَهُ اللَّهُ ثُمَّ انْتَشَرَ. What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created? ثُمَّ اشْتَرَاهُ, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bought it. فَهُوَ نَفْسُ الْمُؤْمِنِ, that is the believer. إِنَّ اللَّهَ اشْتَرَى مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ أَنفُسَهُمْ وَأَمْوَالَهُمْ بِأَنَّ لَهُمُ الْجَنَّةِ. Allah is bought from the believers their souls and their wealth in exchange for Jannah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created it. He made it himself. ثُمَّ اشْتَرَاهُ. وَأَمَّا سُؤَالُكُمْ عَنْ شَيْءٍ خَلَقَهُ اللَّهُ وَأَنْكَرَهُ. What did Allah create and then mentioned His dislike for it? فَهُوَ صَوْتُ الْحِمَارِ. That's the sound of a donkey. إِنَّ أَنْكَرَ الْأَصْوَاتِ لَصَوْتُ الْحَمِيرِ. The worst of sounds is the sound of a donkey. وَأَمَّا سُؤَالُكُمْ عَنْ شَيْءٍ خَلَقَ اللَّهُ. Allah created it. وَاسْتَعْظَمَهُ, and Allah explained its greatness, its significance. فَهُوَ كَيْدُ النِّسَاءِ, and that is the plotting of women. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ كَيْدَ كُنَّ عَظِيمٌ. The plotting of women are great. So this is such a thing which Allah Jalla Jalaluhu Himself explains the gravity, explains the magnitude of this here. Inna kaydakunna azim. The plotting of women is of great magnitude. So Allah created it and explained the magnanimity. وَأَمَّا سُؤَالُكُمْ عَنْ شَيْءٍ خَلَقَهُ اللَّهُ وَسَأَلَ عَنْهُ. Allah created it, then Allah asked about it. He questioned about it. What was it? فَهِيَ عَصَى مُوسَى, the asa of Musa alayhi salam, where Allah said, وَمَا تِلْكَ بِيَمِينِكَ يَا مُوسَى. What is in your hand, O Musa? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created it and asked about it. قَالَ هِيَ عَصَايَ. أَمَّا سُؤَالُكُمْ أَنْ أَفْضَلِ النِّسَاءِ, were the most virtuous of women. Hawa, Khadija, Aisha, Asya, Maryam radiyallahu anhunna. Amma su'alukum an afdalil jibal, which is the greatest of mountains, Jabal Tur, which is afdalud dawab, al-khayl, the horse, an afdalil shuhur, the greatest month, shahru Ramadan, alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran, an afdalil layali, the greatest of nights, laylatul qadr, khayrun min alfi shahr, an al-tamma, what is the tammatul kubra, yawmul qiyamah, the great calamity, the great catastrophe, it is qiyamah. And shajrin laha ithna ashara ghusn, a tree which has 12 branches, every branch has 30 leaves, and every leaf has 5 flowers, 2 which are for the sun and 3 for darkness. So this tree is the year, which has the 12 months, and the leaves are the days, 30 days, and in each day there are 5 flowers, 3 in the darkness, Maghrib, Isha and Fajr, and 2 in the light daytime, that is Dhahar and Asr. As for your question, which thing made Hajj of the Baytullah wa tafa wa laysa lahu ruh? It doesn't have a ruh and there's no obligation for it, any faraiz, nothing obligated. فَيَّ سَفِينَةُ نُوح is the ship of Nuh alayhi salam. Then again the priest continued asking, كم خلق الله من نبي ومن مرسل وغير مرسل, how many anbiya and how many rusul? 124,000 anbiya, 313 mursalun. Then arba'ati ashya, 4 things. The taste is different, the color is different, the origin is one. فهي العينان والأنف الأذنان فماء العين مالح, the eyes salty, the water of the mouth حل sweet, the water of the nose حامض sour, and the water of the ears murbata, the wax. So the questioning continued, عن قوم أوحى الله إليهم لا من الجن ولا من الإنس ولا من الملائكة. Which creation Allah sent wahi, revelation? They are not from the jinn, ins and malaika. فَمُهُمُ النَّحْلِ. This is the bee. أوحى ربك إلى النحل. أما سؤالكم عن الليل أين يكون إذا جاء النهار. Where's the night when day comes? وأين يكون النهار إذا جاء الليل. And inverted, فإنهما يكونان في غامض علم الله تعالى. This is a mystery from the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Abu Yazid asked, هل بقي لكم سؤال? Any question? قال لا, we're done now. You sure you're done? No other questions? Can I ask you something? Yes, sure, you can ask something. Okay, no problem. So you're done now. I'm going to ask you a question. فأخبرني أنت عن مفتاح السماوات ومفتاح الجنة ما هو? What are the keys to the heavens, to the earth? What are the keys to Jannah? فسكت كبيرهم. The big padri became silent. So people said, أنت سألته عن مسائل كثير. You asked him many questions, many issues. فجاب عنها جميعها. He answered all the questions. وقد سألك عن مسألة واحدة. He asked you one question and you are helpless on his answer. So he said, no, I'm not helpless. ولكنني أخاف أن أجيبه عن سؤاله فلا توافقوني. I will answer the question but you will not conform to my response. They said, بلا نوافقك إذا كنت أنت كبيرنا. You are our leader, you are our senior, and whenever you told us something we obeyed. So he replied, Miftahu samawat, the key to the heavens, the key to the earth, the key to the treasures, the key to Jannah is Qawlu la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. It's this kalima, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. فَلَمَّا سَمِعُوا ذَلِكَ مِنْهُ أَسْلَمُوا عَنْ آخِرِهِمْ. When they heard this, all of them accepted Islam. وأخربوا الدير, they destroyed the monastery. وبنوه مسجدا, they changed it to a masjid. And through the barakah of this majlis, Allah gave so many people hidayah. So when you hear the truth, nuwafiquka, we need to conform. They heard the truth, they conformed, they all became Jannatis. How much of the truth we are hearing and we are not conforming, we are not complying. The amal for today is that to go to the masjid no matter what the condition is. If a person goes to the masjid and they find that salah is over, فَإِنْ أَتَى الْمَسْجِدَ وَقَدْ صَلَّوْا فَأَتَمَّ الصَّلَاةِ كَانَ كَذَلِكَ. You will get the reward of reading salat with jama'at even though he masjid. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.